name is Lizzie and I post a lot of beauty related content here on YouTube. If they're the kind of videos you love to watch, then please hit that subscribe button down below. In today's video, I have the lovely
JODIE.
She has her own channel, so please go down below and check it out. There's also a video that we've uploaded that you're really going to enjoy, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But our patrons, well,
your patrons,
my patrons, Alex's, Lucy's, Bryony's, you all know already what we filmed, so definitely go and check that video out. We had fun filming that, a lot of fun. But in today's video we are going to do, I would say it's like 5, like our top. We've basically got the palettes from Revolution that we love and we hate, and there's probably about 5 from each brand, 5 from the love pile and 5 from the hate pile-ish.
I have a few more.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with the collabs, and we're going to tell you our favourite collabs and then our not so favourite collabs. So I'll let JODIE start.
Oh, okay. So if we're talking not YouTuber collabs and more like, you know, like the Friends, you've got Simpsons, Bratz and all that, my favourite has to be the Monica palette out of all of them. It was in my 2020 favourites video, and to be fair, if I had used it like more this year, it probably would have been in this year's one as well. You haven't even opened this one.
Shit.
That came from the drawer.
Wait, no. Fuck. It's probably when I won the Revolution giveaway.
Oh yeah. For anybody that hasn't seen this one, this is the reason why I love it. I think it's because it's so versatile. Like, I don't know how well that's going to focus. But,
I think it's okay.
You've got a glitter in the middle, but it's not a pressed glitter, but it does look quite. It does look like one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not one though. But I feel like you can go warm toned with this palette, or you can go cool tone. And it got me into more cool tone looks, and made me realise that actually I do quite like a cool tone look.
Yeah, cool tones they're my babies.
Whereas I never really delved into cool tones before this palette. So I would say if you're going to pick any Friends palette, this personally is my favourite one.
I feel like a big letdown from Phoebe's palette. It wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't.
And
it wasn't what you would put with that character.
And then Rachel's palette was okay, but Monica's is the best out of all of them.
Oh, I 100% think so.
But then I liked Phoebe's gloss. Hers was my favourite gloss.
I haven't tried Phoebe's gloss.
Ah, it was a nice like burgundy kind of colour, and I think that's why I loved it.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this is my favourite. I've got 2 favourite collab palettes, not one. So this is one of them, which is the Patricia Bright's Rich in Life palette. Yeah, the other one's called Rich in Colour, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, I think I have used this once.
And I think the reason why I love this is because although it is quite neutral, it does have the pop of colour in it. And I just really enjoyed. I think the formula is really good in these. They were like more expensive at the time. Rev hadn't gone that expensive when these came out. This was like the first thing to be like £20, and you were a bit like, oof. But actually, I think the quality is worth the £20, and I can understand why they are that price.
This palette I was so hesitant on buying because of the price. I wanted it because of Amber Howe, and then I also then thought I might as well get the Rich in Colour palette just to complete. But I was so hesitant until Revolution on Superdrugs had buy one get one free. Yeah. So I bought both of them for 20 quid, and I was so happy when I opened it. I was like, the quality is amazing. Yeah,
it really is.
But I was just like, at the beginning when they did £20 palettes, I was very hesitant to buy them. I didn't just snap them up straight away. Yeah,
no, same. It took me a while to get these, and my reasoning was because of Amber and because of Alex.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for Alex, I don't think I would have bought them. But I got mine second hand. I didn't pay that much for them anyway, but yeah.
One of my favourite collab palettes has to be Tammy's Tropical Paradise palette. You said this was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I originally loved this one. When she brought it out, right after Soph brought hers out, I feel like a few months later, Tammy did one, then Carmi did one. And I was in love with the Soph palette. But then when this one came out...
To be fair, I love the third one as well, of her one, the bigger one.
Oh, I love that one too.
Yeah.
Even the face palettes, I could use them.
I don't have the face ones. They were a bit too dark, but I understand why she did them.
Yeah,
like that.
I love the fact that she did them. But this looked... I don't know, like I really loved it because it's got the berries in there, and I'm quite a berry type of person.
Yeah, you are.
I really loved it. I didn't like the gold on the packaging. It's just, no. I don't like the reflective packaging. I'm very like particular and pedantic about packaging. You'll see soon. But everything about this I absolutely loved. Like, there was enough shimmers, enough mattes, the transitions, I like that she put them at the bottom, and it wasn't just catered towards fairer skin tones. She made sure she catered towards other skin tones. And overall, I loved this palette when it came out. When those first 3 collabs came out, I was just like in love with them, and this one is like, it's a favourite, definite fave. And then ultimate fave,
yeah, I have to agree with this,
is Soph's original palette.
I feel like a lot of people would go for her second one over this.
Yes,
personally I would go for this one.
I would go for this one because I feel like Tammy's one, there was a lot of thought put into this.
Yeah.
I love the little flecks of gold. I love the packaging. Yeah.
Mine is destroyed. Like, the lid is broken. I've hit pan on like 3 or 4 shades. Like, mine is loved.
I think I've seen yours.
Yeah, it is battered.
And then I really love the packaging on this because it was just nice and matte, but it gets grubby quite quickly. And that's how you know I've used something, when it gets grubby.
Oh my god, you've hit pan on a colour!
Yeah. I loved it that much. And I don't love that in Tammy and in Soph's palettes that they have these bloody plastic sheets. It fucking pisses me off. But I do love the colour story. As you can see, I've hit pan. Some of these shades I'm ready to hit pan on. This was like, I think I might put that picture I show you. Yeah. Up in like the little space we've actually got next to us. But this was my go-to for work. This was my go-to day to day when I was going out. Like, it was
my go-to like night out palette.
Literally, and you've got like different shimmers that you could use, like one for work, one for going out, and it got me into greens. I really loved greens because of this palette.
I actually never used the green in that palette.
I love the green in here.
I love the petrol shade, that one there.
Yeah, that's really nice. And I love the thought process behind the names. Even in Tammy's palette, when they explained the names, what each name meant, I really loved it, and I really looked forward to those videos.
100%.
So this was an ultimate fave for me.
Yeah, I agreed.
Yep. And then we can go into what we didn't like for collabs. So you can start this one.
So I've got 3 because I couldn't pick just one. It's just not within me. So the first one that I'm not a big fan of is this collab. It's not a British like YouTuber.
No, I think she's Polish. I think she's Polish.
I'm not quite sure. It's the Beauty Legacy palette. So I love the layout concept of it. You know,
Same.
You've got the bronzer, you've got a blusher, you've got a highlighter. I just don't think the formula is the best in this one, like eyeshadow wise, and that's why I don't like this palette.
Whereas I couldn't say about the formula. I loved the layout of it, I loved the packaging of it.
Yeah.
But when I bought it, I was in love with it, but at the same time I wasn't too sure because I haven't tried it whether the formula's that great, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the purple, and to be honest, like, these shades are not going to cater for everyone. No. I just think that annoys me a little bit.
Even this, I don't feel like
that's not going to suit me.
Wow, it's like a
powder. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's powder.
It's just not my favourite formula. I just think Rev has definitely got better collabs than this one.
And usually their collabs are their best formula. Most of the time.
So I half love this palette and half dislike this palette. I say hate is a strong word. I don't hate it. So I love the shimmers in the top of this. They are gorgeous, and it was the first time that Revolution had done that kind of formula of shadow as well, where it's kind of like wet to the touch. Like,
do you know, I think these were the same formulas that were in the Precious Stone collection.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
What I hate about this palette is the colour selection of the mattes. The two rows of mattes.
Whereas I could work with that.
I hate it. It's not me at all. They're very like cool toned, which I know I just said I love cool tones because of the Monica palette, but I just don't like the colour selection, and I don't think it works particularly that well with the top selection of colours.
Yeah. You've
got some gorgeous colours, and then these horrible mattes that I just don't think go with it at all, and it really let the palette down for me personally. Like, I think if it was just the top row of shimmers, he should have just left it at that.
Like the Alexis Stone one.
Yeah.
You've got one more, haven't you?
I do. And then like my ultimate dislike is Tammy's second palette.
Which I'm sad about because I love Tammy's palettes.
I cannot get this to work for me at all. I love a bright palette. If you watch me, you watch my channel, you know I'm a bright girl. I love a colourful look. I love the colour story of this palette. I do not love the formulation of this palette. It does not blend. It is patchy. I know quite a few people had a problem with the patchiness of this palette. I don't know what Revolution did, but I hate it. But yeah, I'd give this one a miss.
I think I bought it when it was in the sale just to have it because it's Tammy, and I love Tammy.
I feel like I got it when she released it. I think, and
I
was
remember.
Disappointed. Avoid it.
And then the one that I can talk about, which I don't own, which I want to own just to like have it in my collection, is the Alexis Stone one. One, I didn't like it because of the price. It was £20 for that palette, and then you had to pay what, £15 or £10 for the little thing.
Yeah,
it was
I think it was 10.
So I thought like £30 for both of those combined. I didn't like the pricing for it, even though like I bought the Patricia Bright stuff in the end. It was, I would use Patricia Bright's palettes, whereas Alexis Stone's palettes, I would stick to the neutrals as much as possible. I didn't like the colour layout of it. I'm probably going to put a picture up here so you guys can see it. Didn't like the colour layout. I didn't like, what else didn't I like about it? That little thing wasn't with it. The little palette wasn't with it. I didn't like that. I just, overall, I haven't used it to test the formula, so the formula could be great. I know people love it.
I own the bottom section, but I don't own the top section, so I don't own, because it's completely matte, the top section. I don't own it because I have about 1 million rainbow palettes, and I just know that I won't use it. Yeah.
It's just one of those that, it's a nice red as well, the packaging, but then the little thing, the little palette with it is like silver. So, or is it blue? I don't know.
It's silver.
Silver. Yeah. I just didn't think it matched. I don't know, the whole thing, I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me, and I do want to grab it secondhand from my groups one day, just to actually try it out, because sometimes like the extravaganza from XX, I didn't like it at first. Too colourful for me. But then when I saw Alex use it, Missy use it, I grabbed it and I loved it. So sometimes I have to use it to like it. So far, it's just from first impressions looking at it, I haven't bought it. But yeah, that's all the collabs to talk about. We said we're going to move on to I Heart.
Forever Flawless.
Forever Flawless. Forever Flawless. So Revolution's own brand. I want to talk about this first.
Go for it.
I absolutely love this palette. This is the Namaste with Cannabis Sativa, or it's called the Spirituality palette. First of all, packaging. Love
Beautiful.
it. It's something, it's like my aesthetic.
Yeah.
I really love it. Yeah. One thing I don't like is tin packaging. I can't say it enough, but I love the tin packaging of the new I Heart chocolate palettes because they're not hard to open, they're magnetic. These ones, I've broken them from trying to open them, but the palette itself inside is gorgeous colours. I love the glitters in here. The only thing I don't love about this palette, no, not that I don't love, sorry. The one thing about the glitters is they're not as good as Colourpop. I'll tell you that straight away. Like Colourpop glitters are 1,000 times better than Rev's pressed glitters in here. But I do love the glitters, and I don't use glue with them. I just shove them on my lid. I can't be asked to faff about with glitter glue. Just shove them on. And I love the little like imprints of the, I don't even know what you call that.
Is it like
a lotus flower? Yeah. I love it, and I love the colour story. There's not enough mattes in here, I'd say, but there's more mattes in here than you'll find in a lot of their Forever Flawless range. Yeah,
I have to agree with you on that one. But I do have two of my own that I love. So the first one is one of their OG Forever Flawless palettes, and that is the Ice. I couldn't not include this because, again, if you know me and my channel, you know that a certain colour is my favourite, and that would be blue. This is one of my favourites. The formula is amazing in these palettes. I really enjoy the Forever Flawless collection from Rev. I do think that they do it justice most of the time. Yeah. There is the odd one that they don't, but they definitely manage to do it. And I love everything about this palette, actually. I don't think there's anything I really dislike about this one. And then my other favourite one is the Flamboyance one.
Oh, sorry. Clogged up.
Right. Yeah, my other favourite one is the Flamboyance one, and again, I love the colour story of this one actually, even though it's more pinks.
But you've got like the blue in there that you
exactly.
can use. Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one when I tested it out. Not too many mattes. Your one's been put in sideways.
Yes, yeah, so that happens with a few of them. Let me see if it's this one. A few of the Forever Flawless ones, they're put in a bit sideways.
I don't know if it will show or if it will focus, but it's...
No, it won't.
It's been put in sideways, that's funny. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the formula of this one. I thought it was, again, one of their better ones. And I just really enjoyed that one.
The Forever Flawless palette that I hate, if you watch my channel, you already know, I fucking hate this palette with a passion. One of my subscribers did tell me to use like a white base, but I will test that theory out one day. However, I feel like if this palette does not show up on me normally on my skin tone, anybody darker than me, it's not going to show up on it. It's just going to look, and I feel like the colours blended into one. Like they didn't.
Yeah, and you're not even that dark.
No, I'm a fair tanned girl, if that makes sense. It's the Butterfly palette. I hate this palette. Hate is a strong word, like we say, but I can't. There's nothing I like about this palette other than the packaging is cute.
Yeah.
But the fact that I hate tin packaging, it knocks it down for me anyway. And then I struggled so badly with this palette. If you can see that blue in there, that blue is just, it was chalky. For some reason it's got an odd colour in there because I tried to use it wet. It was so hard to use, but yet it was the best thing about this palette when I used it. The mattes were crazy because even these darker two pinks and purples didn't work. Look, the butterflies, some of them are one way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They do that quite a lot. And the butterflies that are imprinted, some are that way, some are that way, which I don't really mind, but that's what happens a lot, is that when they imprint it randomly. Some are facing up as well. But yeah, and I didn't get it, like there's a random green.
That colour story's horrible, I'm sorry.
It just didn't work. Some are cool toned. I think, no, the whole thing's cool toned, to be fair.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's just not a good palette.
No, and you can see from just one use, it's disgustingly battered. It shouldn't be battered like that from one use.
No.
My Soph palette doesn't look that bad, and I was using Soph for about a year. I don't know, I can't do it. And then this was £12 as well. That's what made it worse, is when they up these from a tenner to 12 quid, it's like, I spent 12 quid for something not to show up on my skin tone. But I could try it with a white base, but I just feel like the formula of it was crap as well. Yeah, I don't know, I don't know. It should go in a bin, to be fair, but for the sake of having it and doing videos like this, I keep it. Now we're going to move to iHeart. Yeah. I think you should start.
Okay, so for the love, I have the mint chocolate palette. This is one of their OG palettes, but I just remember, I don't really use it nowadays, but I remember back in the day, the formula of the shimmers was really, really nice. Could do with a few more mattes, but most of Revolution's palettes are like that, no matter what brand you buy from. I just really enjoyed it, and I liked the duochrome shades. I just think the shimmers are really nice in this one, and that is why it's in my love.
And they originally did smell like mint and orange. I don't know if they do anymore, but
no.
And then the one that I love from iHeart, the whole of the iHeart range, is the Tasty range, which I got the coffee palette. I absolutely love this palette. And then they brought out the latte and the pumpkin spice, and the latte one is really nice as well. The pumpkin spice, I wish it wasn't all shimmer. But the first thing I love about it is the packaging. Not just the front, but the back colour. Absolutely love it. The one thing I hate about these is the way they open. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I feel like they don't open straight. I don't know what I mean by that, but some of, like, it's upside down basically. Yeah. Because I'm opening it that way.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I usually open it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, that's annoying.
And then the colour story is stunning. I love the colour story. There's enough mattes in here. Like, yeah. There's a lot.
Agreed.
There's enough to deepen it up. There's a couple warm. You can turn it cool tone. You've got a inner corner shimmer if you like icier tones. You've got inner corner shimmers if you love golden tones. So you've got a gold one there, the icier one in the corner. You've got a pink for your lid. You've got bronze, got a reddy bronze. Like, you've got everything you need for this coffee palette. And then the names, mocha. I didn't even know what a Java was, but now I know what a Java bean is. Foam, rose, macchiato. I loved all the names in it. Everything about this palette. The only thing is it gets grubby again, but that shows that you love a palette. But I loved it, and I loved the texture of it. I could link the video down below because I remember doing that at like 5, 6 in the morning before work. And absolutely loving it, yeah. I love this palette to pieces, and it's one of those things, if I didn't need to, not need, but want to own so much, I probably would just own this and a couple of others.
Yeah.
I think this is like a go-to. My Soph palette, my Tammy palette. I think I'm going to do that video, like if I only had how much makeup, what would I keep?
Yeah.
Definitely this. Do your I heart dislike.
Has to be donut palettes.
Whereas
all of
I
them.
love them.
I like the
Squishy.
I like the fact that it's squishy. I hate the fact that I Heart Revolution at one point felt very much like a young child's brand.
I feel like that's where they're heading for.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes they want to take that aesthetic and then other times they back out of it.
Yeah.
Like with the coffee palette, like...
That's a bit more...
It's a little bit older, but then at the same time it still kind of has that feel of being like a young teenage girl. I don't know, it kind of annoys me a little bit.
This is more like pre-adult teen kind of palette.
And I just...
Yeah.
Yeah, and the formula of these is just... I mean, this one is a
all
prime
shimmer.
example. It's all shimmer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, most people only use one palette at a time. I normally delve into a few, but that's because I have time to delve into a few. If you're rushing,
like me,
you are not going to get this out.
No.
You're never going to use it, in other words, like...
If I'm rushing and I know I want to do a nice, quick, simple look for work, I'd grab those Tasty, the Coffee, the Tammy, the Soph palette. I would not grab that.
You would want to grab something smaller in a way, but not this one.
No.